What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the stream. My name is Clam. I will be your caster for this match this evening, and it's gonna be my first one for the inevitable Elite League. And just heard of this league today. It's crazy how many leagues just fall into my lap. I'm collecting them like Thanos with the Infinity Stones. It seems like at this point, probably I'm gonna need more than a couple of hands for that at this point. How many I got in my arsenal? But enough talking about all that. That's not why you're here. It's gonna be Lost Talents Alumni. That's gonna be hard for me to say. I'm not gonna lie. This rest of this match, I'm probably gonna get that confused. I'm gonna call them Alumni for now, but the Lost Talent Squad going up against Oblivion Esports tonight, and we'll take a quick rundown at the rosters in this one. We got Lost Talent up first. We got Rise, Destiny, Mad Dog, and I believe it's Picazard. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. Chat, do your thing on that one. I know there's a delay, but let me know if I'm saying that one right. I believe I did, but who knows? I'm only human. Oblivion Esports, on the other hand, though, you got Swarm, Fake Zombie, Cave, and Leroy rounding out the roster for Oblivion. I've only done one match so far for Oblivion, and this will be the second one, so I'm curious to see, some adjustments they made in the previous one. Didn't look the best, but I'm, curious if they've, made some improvements since then. It's been a bit, so we'll see if they have done so, and we'll take a quick look at the roster, not the roster, the maps. I'm very tired, if you guys couldn't tell, in this one. We're going to be taking a quick rundown of this one whenever I can. There we go. Letting the players know that I am ready, but it's going to be Sake, Fringe, Scar, Overload. This will be the guaranteed ones in this one, and then Colossus, HP, Raid, S&D to close things out if we do need to go there. So, I do really like this map set. It's kind of diverse. You get, one of everything, and we're going to be starting off with the DLC, which is something that I always like to see because, the series might end in a 3-0. So if it's, DLC maps toward the tail end, you don't even get to enjoy them. So we're going to have them right out in front. And, we're going to test the mettle of some of these teams early on here. How good is your Fringe S&D really? How many reps do you have on Sake Hardpoint? It's only been out for a little while, but I feel like it's been a couple, a couple months at this point that the map's been out. So teams should have had ample time, but will that be the case? I guess we'll find out here in a moment. And I'm curious, what's going to be happening in this match if Oblivion are going to make that bounce back from the previous one I did cast. I believe that is the case. I could be misremembering. My memory isn't the best, but actually, no, I think Oblivion. Oh, I guess it was the bounce back. That was a while ago, guys. So that was actually almost a month ago. So I did have to check real quick. That was the last one I caught. I believe it was a 3-1 for Reflex in that one. So Oblivion looking for an answer back, and I'm curious what Alumni are going to bring in here. I don't think I've seen this team play as of yet, and I'm curious what they're going to be operating with here as we are going to be loading right on in to the match here, starting things off. Sake HP. We're going to be seeing who strikes first in this one. Oblivion looking to try and cause a storm here, and it looks like we do have maybe a substitution coming. I'm not sure if this is one of their subs or not. It looks like Kiki coming in for Oblivion here, and we'll see how much noise they're going to be able to make off the rip. Purple time on the P1, but not really going to make much happen on the P1. I feel like P2 and onward is where you're really looking to soak the majority of time, especially on this map in particular, but it goes for a lot of maps. I feel like BO7 is that one weird game, though, where P1 on a lot of different hills on this title, you can soak a decent amount of time, other than maybe this and like Hacienda. But, this map, maybe a little bit of a section Hacienda, an old map coming back, so it makes sense. But off the opening break, 23, not too shabby on the opening break, but nobody anchoring for Oblivion. They're going to have to try and push through, and already, you see all of the arrows pushing through for the Lost Talent boys, trying to anchor the back. You got Mad Dog, has a couple of players in the hill, looking to just anchor the spawns for the moment. You got Picazard from the side door, gets cleaned up. Watts there for the trade. I thought he was there for the trade. I just realized the Codcaster is so incredibly horrible, right? I've never seen 4 number 5s in Codcaster, and I've been casting for almost a year now. I think a little over a year now. And I've seen screenshots of people where they've had this experience. I've never experienced it myself. So I am, if I mess up the minimap, my apologies, because this is absolutely fucking horrible. Pardon my French, but my goodness, this is going to be a struggle. But you know who else is struggling? Lost Town off the opening break. This has been a pretty rough start on this Sake, already down, about 70 points as we head toward new. It's going to be 80 by the time we reach there. So we'll see if they're able to get any sort of time on this next rotation or not. You really need to 60 this one because, the opening break did not go your way, and going down this far, this early is not a good sign. Picazard gonna peek the back, gets punished for it. Watts in the back, gonna be anchoring with the SMG. Not exactly ideal, and well, not one of these number 5s in the back is gonna be cleaning him up. I believe that was Leroy, the last one I went to. And this is gonna be a pain in the ass to try and drive, but maybe Oblivion will ease my pain and make this a quick one. We can get into the next lobby and hopefully reset this madness, but so far off the opening, I mean, this is about as best of an opening start as you could ask for if you're Oblivion right here. I mean, so far it is Leroy with the 5 spree. That might have been Leroy in the feed the entire time, to be honest, when I was calling out Cable. It might have been, since he's on the 6 now with 13 and 3, having himself a great start and only 3 points on the board. I'm not sure what is happening right now, but this is not exactly the best start for the lost talent. It was lost for a reason. You shouldn't have disturbed it, but left it alone. But I mean, still early on, but I mean, this is one of the roughest starts I've seen in quite a while. Finally some time going the Alumni way, but it might be quickly dealt with in a second. Mad Dog can't get that gunfight, and that should have been the guarantee there. And now Oblivion, I mean, just right back into the dominant position they were just in. The flank from Watts isn't going to be read in time, though. The split spawns come out. Now Watts, you need to go big. He's able to get one, weakens up the second player, but I fear it might not be enough. We may be looking at a very early game number 1 here. I'm not going to lie. This is looking pretty dire off the opening stretch here. I mean, nobody really having a good... I feel like Watts the only one shooting back at the moment for the lost talent. I mean, 12 and 9, but you're going to need your teammates to spawn in eventually here, because, I mean, 10 seconds, finally getting some more, and I've casted some rough games in my time, and this is reminding me of shades of those. We'll see if there is some crazy sort of comeback here. This is a incredibly poor performance off the start. I mean, I'm just gonna be blunt. You know, sometimes you just come out and you just get absolutely waxed, and it's about how you respond. Because I'm not saying I'm calling the game early here, but I've seen comebacks, but usually it's you know, from teams that are more established, you know, more in the scene that I'm aware of, where I have seen comebacks happen, but it's usually from teams and squads that maybe they're coming off cold, you know, they've been iced for a while and the team coming in hot to a series, that type of thing. But this one, not one of those series at the moment. Oblivion just absolutely taking care of business. Swarm in the hill on the 4 spree, just soaking to his heart's content, and all of the number 5s getting involved in the kill feed. This is one of the most cursed matches I can't even go to the person I want to go to. It was Cable, the actual Cable this time. And he's, you know, it's funny because he's just doing everything in the feed. It's everybody is Cable, but I mean, hey, 30-point threshold has been achieved. We'll see if they can get 100. I feel like that, you know, Alumni, if you can get involved, get over 100, get yourself a little bit of confidence going to the map 2 at this point. That'd be a victory for me in my eyes, but I mean, still a ways away from that even. You need your teammates to spawn in here. Rise with a route toward bridge. Might be able to catch somebody off guard, but, well, not going to happen. Turn to bird's going to happen. I believe from Kiki this actually might have been actual Cable this time. Looks like it was Kiki in the time. And I'm not gonna lie, with how tired I am, it's gonna be so hard to keep track of arrows for the rest of the game. Hopefully they can make my suffering short here, but lost talent thinking about trying to push through toward new, and that, I mean, that was the one shining light they had in the opening break, was that P2 push through where they flipped the spawns. Didn't end up mattering in the end. They lost the gunfights, but I mean, you see shades of that here yet again. Picazard on the new time. He just has one more person to find in the back. It's going to be Leroy, and if he can find him, this is going to be a huge kill, and he does. So maybe some, you know, signs of life here starting to show for the Cyan team right now. Picazard with another one here, starting to heat up on the 3 spree. Going to try and find some more. His rise from the side door, but he'll get shut down, and Picazard put some shots on him as well, but the routes maybe not the best here. That leaves Watts in an awkward position. Yeah, everybody just shelling him at once. Picazard gets some tags, but it's not going to be enough for the kill, and he'll instantly fall down. So some unnecessary routes maybe coming through, costing you if you're lost talent there. Now Oblivion, I mean, you can't win it on this hill, but you basically can, to be honest. You'll get within about a stone's throw of closing it out in the swarm while calling in the Hellstorm. Might as well at this point. You have such an overwhelming lead. Call in the streaks while you still have a chance, and that'll soften up some players, give them a little bit of space to work with. And you see the bodies being shot yet again. They shot him a little earlier in the map, but I feel like, you know, when you're in this big of a lead, why not in your enemy's head even more so. You know, they're not very happy about what's happening, so put salt on the wound here. Swarm looking to try and break through. Wins one. Can he win the second one? Disgusting find from Swarm there. You thought he was going to get traded, but it's not going to be good enough because Art on the hill trying to defend for his life here. Needs some help. Watt's able to get one, but can you chime in to help the rest of your teammates with the onslaught of arrows from the front? Rise! Oh no. He's going to get completely gunned in that one. Dealt with. Swarm, turn and burn. And that should be the finisher here. One more arrow to try and contest, and it's Watts. And well, hey, Watts forces the team kill, gets the second one, makes it a little bit more costly, but Kiki with the shutdown will clean house. And I mean, brutal. Map number 1 there. Oblivion just taking care of business like they weren't even there. 50 to, I believe, 83. Not exactly ideal to start off your series. And if my predictions was, you know, anything about how I think this series is going to go based on what I just saw, that is, might just be a 3-0 here. I'm not going to lie, ladies and gents. I don't know if it matters what the maps are in particular. Maybe the S&D will throw you off a little bit here, but I mean, that was a rough way to start a hard point, especially there. Yeah, players, I mean, almost less than 1,000 damage, really close to that number. So yeah, not exactly ideal for, you know, your debut in the league here. I've, you know, reminded this is the first match I do believe between the teams here. So we'll see if they can answer back in a big way, because they're going to need to. 100-point club to start things off. Not ideal. We're going to head to another DLC map. This time it's Fringe. And we'll see, I mean, if the lost talent can find their talent somewhere. It went missing. It's got to be somewhere out there. We'll send it to a quick break and see if they can find it right after this. And we are back with map number 2 here. It's going to be Oblivion with the 1-0 edge in this one. I do believe I saw the sniper rifle pulled out by Cable on the defense here. And oh, wow, that looked good to me. A little bit off the mark, I guess, but First Blood going to go the way of the lost talent. The Alumni getting involved here early. Watts will get one, backs down off of that shell here. And now a chance for his team to try and get something going, but is it going to be enough in the end is really going to be the question, or not. Just down to Cable, the lone sniper player. And he's in the 1v3. Not a whole lot to be done in this situation, I'm not going to lie. It's really difficult to try and do anything when you are literally just, I mean, backs against the wall with the sniper to try and retake. Good luck on this one. Shot going to be a little bit off the mark here. And I don't think it's going to matter. Time dwindling. Players just playing the time, unless Cable... maybe 10 seconds ago, he might have had a chance, and oh, he even gets a knife kill. Sold to injury there. He'll get the first one, you know, with the knife, but not enough to clutch the round, and a good opening offense from the Alumni there. And I was really surprised to see the fact that that sniper, you know, off the mark there with that first one, it looked like that was a ghost hit to me, but hey, I mean, I'm not the server, so will be Alumni getting the first here, and now a chance to build some momentum. Feel like momentum is going to be key here if they're able to get anything going. That's with all three that round. I mean, he was the shining light in the respawn. We'll see if he could be the backpack here in the search. He might need to be, honestly. But don't really want to rely on that. You want your team to get involved for sure, but it can be tough for sure to try and go into a search after, you know, maybe not the best warm-up in the hard point. Was a kind of a short-lived pair for sure. Nade's gonna land. Cable's still on this sniper rifle. Oh, but he's gonna get sniped instead here. I believe that was Rise. He's gonna pull out the boomstick of his own. He's gonna get a kill for it. I mean, the flank coming through didn't exactly love that. Kiki's gonna get the freebie in response, and Oblivion maybe thankful that they got that pick in trade here. 3v3. Kiki pushing the bomb site, looking for another one here, but they'll back down. They'll have the free bomb site to try and plant, but running out of time to do so. Huge win there from Kiki, and another one falling as well, and now you're just down to Rise. Seems like the sniper players, once you get that pick, I mean, if your team dies, you're in such a tough predicament here. Off the mark with that first one. Flicks off the mark for the second, and even the knife's coming out. You could see them. They want this one. The knife in response. Rise got baited with the shenanigans. Oblivion gonna respond with a round of their own on the offense, and we'll tie things up here. Last bullet too. Oh, that's a satisfying feeling, but also a very nerve-wracking feeling when you kill him with your last bullet. I guess it depends on the situation you're in. One apiece now. Curious if Rise is going to keep the boomstick out on offense or not. Probably a no with how fast they're playing right now. Oh! Nate in the back of the head. Not on my bingo card. It's going to do a lot of damage to himself, though. You got Pikazard pushing up toward the bomb here. Two players watching over. Pika from the top ropes gets some help from the Mad Dog himself. Now Watts looking to try and push forward and spots this player in trade, but it's a 1v2 now. Make it 1v1. Cable versus the Watts man. Thumb is down. If Cable is able to find the timing window he needs. Watts looking to try and find him. Might have caught him slipping, but no. Cable in the corner. Oh, it's like two ships passing in the night. Cable not going to spot him on this cross either, so this is going to be a free A plant. Now potential for the clutch really out of nowhere for Watts. Can he be the hero your team needs? Got through the wall though. Oh, reads him perfectly. Wall bangs are better somehow. Just, I mean, reading it to perfection there. A huge one to find. 1v2 for Watts. Alumni maintain the lead. In an unlikely scenario too, because I feel like Oblivion had the chance to close that one out. Just a couple of huge 1v1s from Watts, and Alumni with the lead yet again. Can they hold it though? Gonna be the big question for me. Is somebody else besides Watts gonna turn up in this one? Not over yet, but what is this route from Cat? He just runs down mid-map, goes to a corner right on top of his smoke. Honestly, could have kept going. Nobody's watching that. He doesn't know that, but wide open gap for sure. Got Leroy watching tracks. He's going to get the first tags in. Oh, a lot of damage. Not enough for the cleanup here. Nobody is moving yet. Everybody stationary. Curious, how much time are they going to waste on the clock before they strike here? You got to go soon. Abel is looking for a window. He wants this free kill. He's going to wait for his teammates to push up tracks to do so. He going to find something from the side door here. He's going to clear this area. Will that allow Cable to activate? And it will, but he's going to get poor timing. Rise going to catch him in transition here. Another one going to be falling here in the back. Kiki, can you find the trade? Can you find it? Low HP, should be able to clean up one, but there's one right on top of you here in a second. At least I thought they were going to, actually going for the world tour. That's going to allow the plant to go down. Picazard, oh, timing. The timing could have been perfect, but it might not be. Instead, it might just be Kate or Kiki in the corner. It will be. You had the opportunity, but quickly it slips out of your grasp. 1v2 now. Rise be able to try and pull off something here. He spots the leg of the first, but he's running out of time. He's going to need to go soon here. Plays the long game, gets the first. 15 on the clock now. You got to go. You got to find this second player right now. And if you're Swarm, you just got to chill. You don't got to do anything. Rise has all the pressure on top of him, and one bomb check will secure the round, and one knife will send him to the grave. Oblivion just playing it patient. Not only do they waste 45, 50 seconds on the clock mid-round before they make the attack happen, they play patiently on the post plant, get the round done in the end. So back and forth, a tale of offense, it would seem. Both teams struggling to defend at the moment, maybe just struggling to adjust to some of these strategies they're being thrown at. And Fringe can be an interesting map where I feel like it can be hard to defend sometimes, depending on the pressure if you're fast. And that nade is nowhere near on target, and Rise knows it. Go back down here. Oh, the close window play. The close window play, not good enough. It's Cable for the first, and they're just running it down mid. As a Mad Dog left to deal with everybody else. Rise for the first. And you find the second one here, low HP. And I mean, look at this. Mad Dog gifted another one. The trade not going to be in time to roll through. Leroy pounces onto his target. Oblivion finally chaining it two together here. First defense finally does roll through. So good job adjusting, shutting down the pressure. And just an interesting round, not going to lie. It was kind of chaotic from the get-go. Nades flying every which way, forcing people out of positions, and good irons held by Oblivion there. They get the trades, they get it done. He up to 9 now, having a huge start for Oblivion. Looking at Picazard right now, I mean, 0-5. Looking at him to start getting involved in this one. I feel like him and Mad Dog struggling right now. You're getting a decent map out of Rise. If you can get a couple of more kills on the board for these struggling players, this would be huge for sure. First one's going to drop, though. Watt's going to get caught with a nade in his hand, surely, and it's just pressure. Pressure can make diamonds. Oblivion trying to make themselves into that, but Mad Dog 1v4. Quickly it all just separates in front of you, and I mean, nothing to be done here. I mean, he's just getting shouldered from literally everyone. First one's going to drop, but the trade is going to be there, and Oblivion just W key. Some would call that disrespect. I mean, that's calculated right there. You know, there are going to be a max 2 players on the A bomb site. There's no way they're stacking that side. If they do, well, they're trolling. Oblivion realized that. They just run it down. They get the trades quickly. Watts even with a frag grenade in his hand. I mean, you can't get kills if you don't have your weapon up. More often than not, unless that nade manages to do something miraculous. And, well, Oblivion now with all the momentum. 3 straight. More to close. And Lost Talent, they're going to 4-hit B here. I do like the aggressive approach. Can you find something here? I feel like Picazard especially, you just need him to find one. That could be the catalyst for everything here. You can just get your struggling teammate on the board. Results can just cascade from there, but getting that first one can be incredibly tough. And already the flank lightning fast on the pinch here. Mad Dog trying to pick it up, but not in the best spot to pick it up here. He'll back down for the moment. Bombs down, but he's caught between a rock and a hard place. Low HP. Somehow this guy is still alive here. 1 for 1, and he slithers away. 3v3 now. Make it a 3v2. Picazard and Watts. Watts gets the first 2v2 situation. You got number 6 Leroy up top looking to try and make a play here, and I love this repositioning from Watts. Picazard gets his first one on the board, and that leaves Kiki in an awkward situation. 20 on the clock. You gotta find him. You gotta find Watts right now. And this is, I mean, one of the ballsiest defuse I think I've ever seen. It might work, but not quite enough. I don't think Watts is there in time. Watts, I believe, with 2 or even 3 on that round, make it a reality. Huge swing. Huge round coming through. 9 on the board for Watts now, and a huge clutch for the Lost Talent Alumni. They needed that one. This map was starting to get out of hand. Put a stopper to it. Putting a stopper to their momentum doesn't guarantee that you're going to win some rounds in return. Yeah, it was 3 for Watts that round. And I mean, hey, Picazard's on the board now, so I got what I wanted from the Lost Talent there. If they're able to build anything off it. I mean, stopping Kiki's momentum might be difficult here. 13 and 5. Being super aggressive with the NPC in hand, and gonna be the B-bomb stack now for Alumni on the defense. You only have Rise toward A, and the timing might be everything, and Leroy rips the first one here. Rise thinking about going for a pinch, but he gets caught in transition. The Island player going for a pinch himself gets snuffed. 4v2. Now Watts and Picazard with it all to do. I mean, his positioning from number 5 is going to be crucial. Rise with a knife kill, though, on the bomb site. Somehow able to get that first one. Kiki does get the trade. But it's a 1v4. Well, now... Or, excuse me, a 1v2 now, I should say. Roy and Kiki, and Good Chow coming through. Gets the last player, and now it's Map Point Oblivion. Looking to put this one away. There is a curse named after this round, but... Not sure if we'll be seeing it here, because, I mean, Kiki is absolutely ripping you. 16 and 5 now. This guy has been good for 2 to 3 almost every single round so far this map. Putting on a absolute clinic. 4 plants to his name. This guy's just doing it all. Let's go on to Kiki Cam for this round. If he's able to close out this map or not. Trophy down in the bomb site. Pressure mounting. He's the only one here. Stun's gonna land. Is the nade gonna land? Oh, barely off the mark with that stick coming through. Cable for the first one. Baiting and switching with his opposition. Kiki there for the trade. Gets out of dodge. 2 for 2 though. Gazard thinking about chowing, but runs into Swarm. Sniper coming out, and Mad Dog for the map here. Can you clutch the 1v2 situation? Spots the first one, but the bullets from the back will prevail, and Oblivion 6 to 3 in the end here. Like a pretty comfortable map, although I will say that was pretty back and forth for the, you know, the majority of the first part of it, but felt like, you know, Kiki started to take over, started to heat up toward the tail end. 18 and 5. What a map from this guy. And I mean, you know, you got Leroy, you got Swarm with 1,000 damage, but that is a performance, let me tell you. 4 bomb plants as well, so doing absolutely everything. And, you know, like I said, a rough map from Picazard in that search. You really needed him to, you know, I feel like even just pull your weight in that instance. It probably could have went to round 11 if you get a few more kills out of him, because a lot of those rounds came down to those clutch scenarios, those 1v1s, those 1v2s. So, yeah, just a tough series so far for the Alumni, and we'll see if they're able to do any sort of better things on the Scar. And it's going to be Overload here, because, I mean, the first respawn, if you look at the scoreboard, yeah, was not particularly close there. I'm expecting more of the same here, but it's up to the Alumni to shut me up, prove me wrong, but we'll send it to a quick break. We'll find out right after this. And we are back with what could be the last map in this series. I mean, Oblivion so far have been looking lights out. Seems like maybe just a mismatch in this series. I feel like Watts, the only one so far that has come to play, and we'll see if that trend continues or not. You got Watts trying to defend, and it's going to be actually Picazard with the double kill on the portal here. Or not on the portal, excuse me. reading the minimap wrong yet again, but be in your spawn, dealing lots of damage at the moment. Finally gonna get taken care of. Speaking of being annoying right now, Cable in your base, only use me blade type of energy. Gets the knife on the one, going for the pistol, but it's not enough in the end. And well, Oblivion, they'll have the device, but still 3 members to chew through before you could even get toward the portal. Kiki with the flank though. Can he make this one a little bit better? Nobody's going to pick up the drone, and you might be able to run this if you're Kiki. You only have 1 gunfight you need to win, and that player has a nade in their hand. Very lucky break that Pikazard able to pick up the gun just in time, but as I say that though, it's a chance for the Lost Talent to put the first one in, and they will be on the board here in the Overload. Not something I expected, but definitely something we need to see. Series is going to be going more than 3 maps. I mean, Lost Talent, you got to show up, and that's a big score to start things off here. So, and you keep that up is going to be the question here. Feel like maybe some trolling coming through from Oblivion on that opening break. You saw some knives come out, and as I say that, the equalizer rolls through. So, with Oblivion maybe playing with their food a little bit here. We'll see if they lock it in, make things a little bit more decisive here in their spawn. You see Cable just being so annoying to deal with off a spawn, going for the kills here as the second one rolls through here early. Cable on this 3. And I mean, Kiki hasn't even gotten a kill yet, and they're still 2-1 up now. Mad Dog, I mean, matching that energy, but Lost Talent. We'll see if they can recover here. Still early on. Team kill rolls through, so that'll help them a little bit here. Mad Dog from range gets the 1 and the assist on the second one. Roy, though, behind enemy lines, you might be able to make this one happen. And I mean, he has too many people in front of him. I love the cojones, I guess you could say, but wasn't exactly the smartest play in the end. Sometimes you got to go for those, though, a few times a map, just to see if you're able to find the timing. And speaking of finding the timing, Cable behind enemy lines somehow gets through mid-map there, unscathed, unseen, leaves Pikazard in a rough situation off of spawn, caught between a rock and that hard place, and that hard place put him down. So now Oblivion on the prowl, looking for their third, and with just over 2 minutes left to do so, we could be looking at maybe an early half here, but they haven't been playing the drone as much as I feel like they probably could have been. I always talk about that in Overload. A lot of teams, you know, they overslay. They play the kills way too much, don't play the objective nearly enough, and that's kind of what we're seeing right here. I feel like a couple of these guys have left the drone behind, as Watts does again, but in that instance, I didn't hate that play. That was a fine play, but in general, I feel like that is the case for a lot of teams, especially in this game type. It's similar to Control in that way, where teams just don't want to get on the point, and I feel like they learned the hard way through years of punishment that, you know, sometimes you got to play the objective. So 2-1, definitely not a overwhelming lead by any stretch of the imagination, but I will say I feel like, you know, Oblivion haven't played the best so far off the reset here, but we'll see if they can lock it in. Still up in this match, but gonna try and maybe regain a little bit from that search and destroy where Kiki put on an absolute clinic. Kind of struggling here to start things off on the second half, but gonna be 3 dead. And now a chance for the Lost Talent boys to push up. So it seems like every time somebody gets near the portal, that is when the destruction happens, and it can be difficult to get that second wave of kills that you really need, honestly, to get the score through, especially on a map like this where the spawns can be so close to the portal. Form toward mid-map, gonna get cleaned up. Rise low HP will get traded. 2 players on the white wall area. They're gonna line up, though. Potential now for Oblivion to push up the map. You got Swarm looking over, gonna get a lot of damage. That's gonna lead to Kiki getting this cleanup kill. Watts trying to do what he can in the base to hold, and they will do so. So it's just been a game of defense right now, mostly for Lost Talent. They'll do what they can on the offense now, and that's gonna be 3 dead. Kiki from behind, though, lines him up like fish in a barrel, knocks down 1, 2, and 3 there. I do believe the assist did come through. Rise, the last one left to try and do something, but with 5 seconds left, it's looking unlikely that we're going to see overtime. But Kiki does pick it up, but that is intentionally short. Well, maybe not intentionally, but very briefly. Going to be short-lived there, so. Good half. Pretty defensive heavy. I'm curious, you know, how the side flip is going to happen here, because I feel like, you know, Oblivion maybe on the worst side to try and cap here. but the floodgates can open on the second half for Oblivion here. I feel like if they get the opening break-off kills required to start relaying, this might be the funnel you find yourself in if you are lost talent here. You got to make sure you don't lose this break, or if you do lose the break, don't go for dead. You can't get clean wiped here. You got to make sure you at least make it costly. Get at least 1 or 2 kills at the very minimum here. Not get yourself put in that spawn trap of doom and despair. So we'll see if that's going to happen or not here. It's been pretty close in the slaying, I will say. You know, definitely a night and day difference from that first hard point. Thought it was going to be maybe a little bit more clean cut, but it's been pretty mixy so far. That is good news if you are lost talent, but you got to keep it up. Kiki with 1 toward market. Didn't get traded yet. Watts thinking about going, but doesn't exactly know where they are. We'll get the first one and the second one as well. Low HP traded out. Mad Dog on the goal line looking to try and defend. And I mean, despite maybe, you know, not the best opening break off every Oblivion, I mean, they have quite a bit of positioning here to work with. They just have to weed out a few players in the back, and this route is going to be everything here. Kiki up top, Swarm on the portal, looking to try and get some trades through. And Kiki jumps over this player and gets turned on. Oh my goodness. Mad Dog letting him know what's up with the little turn and burn kill there. That probably should have been a freebie if I'm being real for the Keekster there, but they'll get cleaned up. And now Lost Talent pushing forward. Pikazard with the drone in hand. I mean, going for the route of all time here. Might have been able to get a freebie here. He is juking them out of their socks. What a route. How did that work? He just ran past that player, said, "What's up? See you later," and just runs it in. Somehow that ended up working. Not sure how. Not sure if that you could replicate that, but hey, you'll take it. Maybe some mistakes coming through from Oblivion. They just got absolutely bamboozled. Thank God, but a chance now for them to score in response here. It's just going to be up to Watts on the base, and he's going to get cleaned up. So a quick answer back to, you know, deter the comeback potential from Lost Talent, but it's not over yet. I mean, Swarm on this 4 spree. Starting to heat up here. Kiki on 3, the MVP for map number 2 here. Looking to try and find it, but I mean, the reset is just gone. Pikazard just takes it, runs it straight in. Nobody playing the reset for Oblivion. And that is the risk you play sometimes. You know, you play too hard for the score. You don't wait. That's why you see pro teams a lot of time. They stall the score out to get in position to play the, you know, the reset on new. And I mean, Oblivion just didn't have enough time to wrap back. Lost Talent did whatever they wanted to on that front. Now we're all tied up yet again. This has been a very back and forth game, not just a half so far. We're seeing, I mean, pretty, I would say just narrow lead back and forth, but I don't know if it's gonna matter or not in the end here. Swarm on the portal though, gets a double kill, lost his roster though. The drone carrier does get dealt with, and Leroy caught in transition. Not exactly the best positioning there with your knife out. Cable toward top green, looking to get some wall bangs in, but it's not going to be enough. Rise with the drone yet again, and I mean, you got to find this guy. Swarm does, thankfully, with the knife. They will clear their base, so chance for Oblivion. They're playing incredibly, I feel like, sloppy on this second half so far. They're allowing a Lost Talent, you know, with maybe not getting the most kills ever, to do whatever they want on the minimap at the moment. Play a little bit more cohesive here. Mad Dog able to get the drone carrier here, but his life is not going to be lived very long. Watts and Pikazard both toward mid-cut. They could potentially get trapped here if they're not careful. Basically back to even we go. 1:30 on the clock. Still plenty of time for both of these teams to start a relay train, but easier said than done. But with that 3 dead, that might just be the go button you needed for Oblivion. Rise behind enemy lines, but he'll shoot a little bit early, and that's going to allow the drone to go in. Swarm lets it fly, 4 down. And now a chance for the spawn kills to come in through, but Kiki pushed up a little, maybe a little bit too far on the spawn kills there. He'll get caught in transition. Swarm behind enemy lines, though, gets the first, and, well, Mad Dog doing the same thing on the reverse end. He'll draw Swarm back the other direction, and Swarm maybe playing overcommit to that player. We'd like to see him maybe play toward top green, just get lost, wait for his teammates off spawn to deal with that player. You only had 1 to find. You know, it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. But I don't hate the play. But now that puts pressure on Lost Talent to try and find one to send us to OT here. Watts for the double up. He gets both. He's gonna need some help here, though. You got Cable toward the top window, ironing this cross like a hawk. Gets a nice double for himself as well. Can he make it 3? He will. Why not? Picazar, the last one alive. He does get 2 at the very least here, but that leaves Swarm with the drone. But a little ambitious on that, I'm not gonna lie, from Swarm. And Rise will pick it up, and all you need to do in this situation is stop the OT from going through here. Kiki on the white wall, going for the route, goes for the route, shuts it down. High IQ play to end the map and the series from Kiki there. Oblivion in a narrow margin take map number 3. That was a lot closer than I think it probably, could have been, should have been in the Overload there, and definitely maybe some work to do in the Overload game type in general for Oblivion. Really both these teams, but I feel like Oblivion, especially some weaknesses coming through, especially since you were outslaying into this one as well. But I mean, hey, a 3-0 is a 3-0 at the end of the day, and you'll take it even with outslaying by quite a bit too. I mean, almost 20 plus, I feel like, kills outslaying, and it's only a 1-score edge. Definitely some work to be done in that game type, but I mean, hey, it's gonna be a 3-0 for Oblivion Esports to start off the IEL. And I'm not sure exactly how many weeks or when playoffs is or all that jazz, but I'm assuming it's probably going to be a few weeks and then the playoffs, like most leagues are. So still plenty of time to recover if you are the Lost Talent alumni here, but definitely some work to be done, especially on that Sake hardpoint. That was a rough one, but I mean, yeah, didn't need to see the extra maps. Would have liked to maybe see the last 2, but I can understand going without. But that's going to do it for me, guys. Appreciate y'all coming in to the chat as well. Shout out Frost. Love you, baby. And as well as everybody that dropped a follow. Appreciate you guys as well. That's going to do it for me for tonight. I do believe, I'm not sure if I have any other matches tomorrow or not, but should be a fun time. I'll let you guys know on the Twitters and the Discords and all that jazz. But in the meantime, I'm going to get some much needed rest and I'll catch you guys later. Have a good night, everybody. Peace.
Day they clocking me, red alert, I'm the dangerous, I keep that clock on me. And they ain't looking for no trouble, I'm just looking out for me. Cause I done did shit the niggas ain't talking about, no rapping beat. Boy, I'm talking tragedy, masking, casualties. Shit that I can't even remember, bet they remember me. Shit that happened late in December, I bring that winter heat. Niggas dying the whole October, the real Halloween. Back to back funerals, is them or us, it's him or me. Don't get booked cause ain't no bum money, we doing this shit for free. If he told her that ain't my homie, that little nigga weak. If I miss ain't going to sleep,